I'm Zila Niao, the Artistic Director of the Pagoda. I'm a child of the Pagoda. I was brought to Liverpool from China, age 13, when my father, Mr. Lee, became the first Artistic Director of the Pagoda in 1982.
The Pagoda was created through the urban program in 1982, and it was officially opened then. And it provides services for the Chinese community in Liverpool, and also become the bridge and link for the Chinese community with the local community and the city council, and some mainstream services. There's also an international dimension. At times of international tension, Pagoda's offer is one little bridge between UK and China.
To open and bless what's called the Pagoda of the 100 Harmonies, no ribbon cutting. Instead, you have to paint the eyes of a ceremonial dragon. Like this, joked the prince. So they painted one eye each, everyone applauded, and Britain's most unique community centre was ready and waiting for business. Ken Rees, ITN, Liverpool.
Liverpool has one of the oldest, or in fact the oldest Chinese community in Europe, and we are incredibly proud of that. We always pride ourselves as being an inclusive city, one that celebrates diversity and culture, and Pagoda Arts is sort of encompasses all of that for us and really displays Chinese culture, Chinese art and belonging here in the city.
Part of our work at the Pagoda is about sharing our Chinese culture, our art, customs, and ideas. My late father was a great man of ideas. Here he is in 2013 talking about one of them.
我喺中國從事音樂嘅時候，亦都係夢寐以求應該係如何使我哋嘅民族樂器可以發展低音。嚟到咗利物浦，乜嘢都冇得做，非常得閒咁嘅情況下，就係諗到我可以利用啲時間我嚟發展我哋嘅大湖。
Like my father, my mother has given so much to the Pagoda, sharing her love of Chinese opera and theatre. In 2013, her contribution was acknowledged when she was awarded an MBE. My boys are the grandchildren of the Pagoda. They have been in the youth orchestra since Joe was 4 and Charlie was 3. My husband, who is also a musician, would listen to them practicing.
They come in and start playing mainly Cantonese songs. Still remember a couple of the tunes now, you know. And as I want to do when I've got a melody, I start putting a bass line to it. So I casually said to Zila, my wife, one day, I could put a beat to that, you know. I could put a good rhythm part to that. So I loved that tune. And she said, maybe I could sort something out, maybe get a bit of grant money or something to record a couple of tunes. And that's how it started. We brought in performers from China, brought all my musicians in. So it was a big full-blown tour, culminated in doing WOMAD.
I work for Liverpool City Council, Culture Liverpool, and we are one of the supporters and funders of Pagoda. We also reach out and work with Pagoda on lots of different community engagement programmes. And the work that I do in neighbourhoods is really thinking about who lives there, the people, the place, and kind of maintaining the heritage and stories and generations really, and celebrating that work.
And let's give a big cheer at the end.
Recently they've been working in partnership with some cultural organisations and ourselves working with visual artists. So there's a fantastic piece of visual art outside that they've been supported and been working on as well. There's just so much that they do and they offer, and it's just fantastic to be able to talk about the work and celebrate their work.
佢哋有個標誌啊！
嗱，到處都係路牌。
我話係個標誌啊，真係一個標誌嚟㗎。講俾我哋聽去邊一度？英國利物浦。
利物浦？我哋點去利物浦啊？
我哋可以飛啊！
豬仔唔識飛㗎，你哋可以咩？Great landing, Piggy. Why am I talking funny?
It's not funny. It's just English. Well, actually, it's Scout's best English accent ever, as far as I am concerned. But that is just my opinion. I thought best to give you the right language now we are here. Save any unnecessary embarrassment.
I'm in the middle of Liverpool and I'm talking to a paper pig. How more embarrassing can it get?
Do you know Liverpool is home to the oldest Chinese community in Europe? Yep, Liverpool is a brilliant city for so many reasons lah. Come on, let's go!
Wow!
Can you hear the music? I can hear music. Come on, let's go! One of the first things my father did after starting work at the Pagoda was to create the Pagoda Chinese Youth Orchestra. It was the first ever Chinese youth orchestra in the United Kingdom.
That was a traditional Chinese tune called Yoto Moko, and it was played by Jilan Liu. Now, Jilan is a solo harp player in the Pagoda Chinese Youth Orchestra, and they've just taken part in the school's prom concert at the Albert Hall. Now, that's because they don't come from the shores of the Yangtze River in China, but from the banks of the Mersey in Liverpool.
I still remember being at the Albert Hall for the National School Proms and playing on Blue Peter. The Pagoda Chinese Youth Orchestra has gone from strength to strength, and its successes over the years have been outstanding. We have performed in front of audiences big and small. We play locally, nationally, and internationally. We have played alongside the Welsh Choir at the Philharmonic Hall, at the South Bank Centres as part of the China Change Festival. And we performed alongside the Philharmonic Orchestra in Shanghai for the Shanghai Expo.
They were far better than any individual ambassadors, far better than politicians, businessmen or talking heads. They, in a sense, took to China a bit of Liverpool, that China could also recognise itself. So I think that was what they did that was special.
We have played in front of many people, each performance so memorable with distinct sound of the orchestra and the different instruments involved. Some people we even invite to have a go for themselves.
You all put the cameras down.
Without this orchestra, they wouldn't be learning music. Without the centre, people wouldn't be coming together. Without the volunteers that keep the centre going, the centre wouldn't be here. Without the support of the City Council and others, it wouldn't exist. It's all those forces coming together that make something good and better in our society.
I was fortunate to be able to see Mr. Lee with the orchestra, and you know, and that's really special. And to see that growth and that continuation of an orchestra is just fabulous.
The Pagoda Chinese Youth Orchestra is only one part of what the Pagoda offers young people. We're working with the Liverpool Signing Choir and the Shanghai Deaf Schools with shared sign languages and culture. Locally, we run youth clubs with games and sport, go on day trips, study local histories, work with other art organizations, learn about other people's culture, and share our culture working with local schools. Pagoda supports campaigns and shares our history of how the Chinese came to the UK and settled in Liverpool. We reflect on how the Chinese have been cheated, and we try to right the wrongs of the past and gain recognition for the invaluable contribution that we have made to this country. For instance, we are shining a light on the contribution the Chinese made in both World War I and World War II.
This is me as a boy, and this is my mother and father. In World War II, my father was one of the sailors on the merchant ships. It was after the war in 1946 when my father disappeared. He'd been rounded up by special branch agents and forcibly deported. He was thrown out of a country that he had helped save, and they never even gave him the chance to say goodbye. My father is just one of hundreds.
Those Chinese seamen had the worst jobs and the worst pay, and were rewarded for those efforts after the war by being forcibly deported. As the MP, I've been raising a campaign within Parliament to have that acknowledged and an apology given to the children of those seafarers that were deported.
Pagoda Arts is a charity organisation which aims to provide a high quality and unique musical experience for young people, provide a cultural and historical context for Chinese music and performance to improve people's understanding of Chinese culture, and provide a healthy and nurturing environment for people. Pagoda Arts has become a community champion, working closely with Merseyside Police, NHS and the Council, providing services for translation, hate crime third-party reporting, and become a COVID-19 pop-up testing and vaccination centre. Well done. And the winner is...
And I am delighted to announce that the winner is Pagoda Arts.
I first met Zeelan and the team from Pagoda Arts during our COVID vaccination programme. So what we recognised is that there was a reduced uptake of COVID vaccination in certain areas of the city and among certain ethnic minority groups. So we were approached by Zeelan and the team at the Pagoda to see if we wanted to hold some COVID vaccination pop-up sessions there, and it's just been a brilliant relationship ever since then. I found Pagoda a really friendly, welcoming organisation, also really well organised, and they've clearly got lots of very strong local community connections. The building is brilliant. It wasn't designed for a COVID vaccination programme or any health programme, but it lends itself very well to that with the entry, exit points and really good ventilation all around. But I think more importantly, it's about the fact that it's a very well trusted community space. It's in a brilliant city centre venue, which means it's accessible to a wide range of people as well. And I think the most important thing is just the value that the community have in Pagoda and in that particular building, and I think that's something that has taken years and decades to build up.
The Pagoda links with many local support services like the MHS, the Immigration Service, the Benefit Office and the police. The Pagoda is a third-party hate crime report centre and as such, we offer personal safety support. We are a centre where people come for general help, such as having utility bills translated.
到時我係有啲咩問題，我再 book 翻嚟問翻嚟官。
In the future, if I have any more questions, I will book to come to see you again.
Yeah, no problem at all.
We are a centre for lots of training, including teaching English for speakers of other language trainings. We are at the heart of the Chinese community, and throughout the 40 years, we have helped hundreds of thousands of people and families.
我嚟英國係2001年嚟到英國，知道有一個白層塔係可以幫助我哋嘅。喺呢度學英文，跟住呢就係幫助我哋，因為我哋嗰時係冇身份嘅，幫我睇信啦，同乜嘢嗰啲信息唔知啊，都係問白層塔嘅，即係幫助我哋任何啲嘢都係佢哋幫助。跟住呢，我喺呢度讀書讀咗好幾年。喺呢度讀書就識到有好多朋友，包括我嘅先生都喺呢度識嘅，讀書一齊識嘅。
Hello, Kelly.
Hello, tea or coffee?
Water, please.
A butter, please.
Thank you.2003年，生咗第一個細蚊仔叫 Kelly。阿廖生喺呢度白層塔呢度係教音樂嘅。我啲細蚊仔大約係5、6歲就開始喺度學音樂。都學到有10年以上噶啦，好滿意佢喺呢度嘅性格啊、方面啊、個嘅膽量啊，其他我覺得好滿意。如果俾我自己救，可能救唔到。我仲有一個仔呢，係特別嘅，即係佢唔識講話啦，同呢佢係有學習困難嘅，好多方面都要幫助嘅。嗰時初嗰時呢，我都係。叫白澤塔幫手，好多嘢揾醫生啊，或者其他嗰啲走嗰啲社工啊，其他呢都係叫白澤塔幫手去揾嘅。喺我family呢度7個嬸妹，包括我哋屋企人，係白澤塔幫助到好多嘅。
得意，嗰時細個眼睛睛嘅嘢係啦，呢個你爸爸同你媽媽結婚簽名。
The Pagoda is one big family made up of a lot of different families. I'm privileged to have been part of the Pagoda family of staff and volunteers and community for 40 years here in our Pagoda home.
Pagoda's in the heart of the Chinese community here in Chinatown, and this building I know means so much to Pagoda, and you just look at the wall behind me, the love that has gone into this building. We know how important it is to this organisation, and I think from a council perspective it's really vital for us to ensure that we achieve some permanence for Zealand and for Pagoda moving forward.
I hope that for the next 40 years that we are here celebrating the work and heritage of Pagoda and the fantastic work that they do nationally, internationally, and that continues and those stories continue.
We recognise the value of trusted community leaders being our bridges and our connectors to the local community, so Pagoda Arts is a perfect example of that.
I would hope that the Pagoda stays here for another 40 years, you know, continuing to do the great work that it does.
白層塔好重要嘅，希望佢一直要保持落去嘅，因為如果冇咗白層塔，係好多嘢我哋係揾唔到方向嘅，好似我哋好似嗰啲嘛個導航咁失咗方向，你話點去玩？
I just hope that Pagoda goes from strength to strength, and I know that with Zealand and the team behind Pagoda, that they will definitely do that because they have the commitment and the dedication and the passion to take it forward.